Right now, in this moment, we have over 800 million struggling with mental health illness. And over 70 of Americans are taking one medication daily for chronic disease. That means that a lot of us are feeling pain. We're lost. And we, in this moment, have a choice. So the question I want to ask you is, if we are experiencing pain, if we are feeling lost, is there something deeper going on here? For me, back in 2019, after 10 years of struggling with addiction, I was wondering, how did I get myself in this predicament? How am I here? How could I have allowed myself to get to the point where I did not even recognize who I looked in the mirror? I had a new perspective, and I had a heart full of gratitude. So it was devastating to find myself not sleeping, anxious, and depressed within 6 months. So I did what most of us do, and I went to the doctors, only to be disheartened when I left with 4 new prescriptions and really not much else other than a few new labels stacked onto my new emerging identity. I felt powerless, honestly. And I knew I didn't get sober to feel this way. And I also didn't get sober to take more medications. So I had a choice. And I could either figure out what was going on internally and externally, or I could continue down the same path that almost left me dead in my early 20s. See, many of you guys could look up here and see me and think a lot of things. Oh, she's got everything. She has everything going on in her life. But no one has any idea of the hate that I had for myself. Okay? I used to judge myself, but I carried everyone else. I was called the mediator of the family. I was called the hippie child because I always had such a nice perspective on everything. But in reality, I wasn't allowing myself to feel the pain. I wasn't allowing myself to feel emotion. And so when I didn't sleep and I was anxious and I was depressed, I thought there was something possibly wrong with me. When I gained weight, obviously, it just means that I wasn't worthy of looking a certain way. And when I tried to lose that weight, what I found was that I did lose the weight. I put on muscle, and again, there I was. Looked great. Everyone was like, "You look amazing." And I was like, I need to look better. I just need a little bit more muscle. So what I found was that the external parts of my body and my life didn't make any difference in the way that I showed up. It didn't make a difference in the way that I felt. It didn't help with my depression, my anxiety, my sleep. Okay. And ultimately, I realized that this isn't an internal game. So raise your hand if you've ever tried to lose weight and not gain results. Now raise your hand if you have tried to lose weight and address your mental health issues by, maybe I need to go to the gym and maybe I need to work on my diet, and you did see results. Okay. How long did it last after seeing results? Did you keep it up or did you fall off? Yep. So when I say it's an internal game, what I mean is that anytime working in the field of nutrition, I would work with a client. They could go work every single day. They could eat all the right things. But if they had something going on in their home where they were chronically stressed, where they were being abused and they weren't speaking up about it, where they had unhealed past traumas for their childhood, they wouldn't see a result. So I started seeing a pattern. And this pattern made me realize that everything I had been working on was exactly what I needed to bring out to the world. But in the world that I was in, I didn't think I was worthy of it yet. So I started to dig deeper because I didn't want to provide solutions for people that I hadn't done myself. And what I found was that the moment that I released emotion, the moment that I felt the pain and addressed it and saw that I wasn't a victim of my circumstances, but I was more of the conductor of my entire life, my DNA, the way it's expressed, the way that I feel. Every single thing is a choice. That's when my weight came off, and it wasn't the weight of my body. It was the weight of the world. I felt lighter energetically, and I was able to move through it without comparing myself, without judging myself, without coming on this stage and freaking out. And the reason is because of our gut-brain connection. So the reason why I named this You Can't Heal a Body You Hate, understanding the intimate connection between your gut and your feelings, is because what our society doesn't want us to know is that our brain and our body is, I know, we compartmentalize every single thing, we separate it. But what we don't realize is that it is connected, and the disconnection between our mind and our body is exactly why you feel different. It's exactly why you don't feel like you're at home when you're sitting with yourself. It's exactly why you can't even sit by yourself for 5 minutes without finding something to do. So to give you an example of the gut-brain connection, I want you guys to think that your brain is speaking to your gut. Okay? And right now what's happening is my brain is saying, I'm about to go on stage in Orlando and I am freaking out. And it'll say something like, let's have diarrhea. And then I'll be like, oh my God. But more importantly, your gut is saying to your brain, it's like, well, ever since you took the antibiotics for the UTI, everything's been a mess down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you feel anxious, and I'm going to make you feel lousy so that maybe you don't actually go do that thing. Okay? And the reason is because we have something connecting our brain and our gut, and it's our nervous system. It is the conductor. It's the communication highway of the most important aspect of our body. And it's also the key secret weapon into healing your brain, your gut, and your body. It's a key component of feeling. It's a key component of being able to regulate who you want to become. You have a choice in this. So when we are feeling symptoms, many of us scoff. We scoff at the symptoms. This is so inconvenient. Why is this happening to me? When in reality, it is an internal alarm. It is your intuition and your gut feelings telling you, hello, can you please listen to me, because you won't listen to me, so I'm going to continue telling you until you finally do something or until you have to. Now, gut feelings are a very ancient known thing. It's not a made-up factor. It is scientifically proven that our cells communicate, and that is how it creates a vibrational feeling within our body. Gut feelings are an indescribable inner sixth sense. You can feel it subtly, a voice and a visceral feeling within. So when we are feeling gut feelings, instead of pushing them down, instead of numbing them, it's our calling to listen to them. They can come when we know that we need to make a change. And they can also come when our body's saying, hey, I'm not able to work properly right now. But more importantly, it's your message to go within. And because of the way the world is working right now, we look outside of ourselves. We go to the doctor. We numb them. We medicate them. We find the solution to that. But what's so funny about this is that it's interconnected. So the medication is going to cause a biochemical reaction within your body, and it's going to cause another symptom. So of course you're just messed up, right? What your body is asking you to do is to begin loving it and trusting it and knowing that you have a choice to make a change. And when you begin to do that, it actually will lower your stress response. Because when you don't listen to those alarms, what happens is your body thinks that it's a threat. So it's important to begin regulation through breath, connecting with your body, thinking better thoughts, choosing foods that love you, choosing thoughts that love you back, and remembering that it's not a quick fix. The moment that we can slow down enough to listen is the moment that we may be able to tap back into the innate intelligence that lives within us. Maybe then you won't have to look outside of yourself for an answer. Thank you.